Hi, this is Adam from Small Town Machine Shop. Today, we're going to rebuild this hydraulic wheel motor off a Cub Cadet lawnmower. Now, it was pushed a little beyond its limits, so it blew a seal. I think it blew the in-shaft seal. So, we got it pulled. The first thing we need to do is pull, zoom me up just a bit, pull the parking brake off. There's one of these type clips holding it on. Here's your brake. So now, see, there's a cotter pin. Oh, let's get you out. Now this is a white brand wheel motor. I'm a big fan of the Parkers, just because there's more of them and they're easier to work on. But these ones aren't bad. This is a discontinued motor. So, hopefully it's just a seal kit. We'll get it. Bring that down. This video might be a little longer. I might have to pause it a few times too, because I got other stuff getting dropped off today. Pin out. A lot of these, I don't know how this one is yet, because I don't have it apart, obviously. The drive hub is tapered on the wheel motor. You know, it's a tapered shaft. It has to be pulled off, and it can be a battle sometimes. So get this castle nut off there. Ooh. Usually these would break. Come on. Oh, man. Wedge it seems this one's going to do. I'll get that out and I'll bring you back. Okay, so the hub was tapered on there. So what I did is put a 3-job puller on it, put some tension on it, tapped around with a soft blow hammer, more tension, soft blow hammer, and then the thing to watch, and I wish I would have caught it on tape, but when these things go, they usually go, and it just came off there. So get it off there. And this mower actually has a proper parking brake. And I can already see where the issue with our leak is. So let me get, I cracked these loose. Pointed that way. This is the backing plate for the brake drum. A lot of parking brakes on these mowers are just, you know, steel bands that are tensioned around a piece of metal. We'll clean all this stuff up. Okay, there's the backing plate, the brakes and all that. And right here, this is the, zoom in, this is the main shaft seal. It should not be laying there loose like that. Not ideally. So that is what popped. So, now I will tell you, when these overpressure, like when your people push with them or tow with them and these pop out, most of the time, you can clean this up, drive this back in there, and you'll be good to go. I think I'm going to go ahead and go through the motor because I have the kit. So replace all the O-rings and the thrust bearing and all that stuff. So yeah, let me get my tools from the pulley extraction out of the way and I'll bring you back. Okay, so I contacted the customer and they want me just to replace the oil seal, which is fine. Again, none of this was leaking anywhere else, nothing blew. It was just leaking out of the front end. The mower, I witnessed it, it was still driving fine. So, what we're gonna do is clean this front end up real good. All this stuff out of here. There's not a lot in there. Where's my pick? You know, just little debris that got in there. Ooh. Spray a little bit of cleaner in there. And I will flush this motor with hydraulic fluid. Don't worry about the brake cleaner. That'll all be out of there. What I like to do is I got this hose adapter thing I'll put on here. I'll put fluid through it, rotate this, make sure it's all, you know, the air and everything out of it before we fire it up for the first time. Next time I do a total hydraulic rebuild on a mower, I'll go through my startup procedure with you guys. Because you got to be kind of careful the first time you start up a hydraulic system that's new. Get all the air out of it. Do it. And we're all, move you guys here, spick and span in there. Let me go get another rag real quick. So, now, take our new seal, put a little bit of some oil here. Oh, which can has the oil in it? Go here real quick. There we go. To gently lube the inside of the seal here. Okay. This guy over the shaft. Gonna tap it around. Nice and gently. Make sure this is turning in there. For my camera here. Now what I'm going to do is just make sure it's seated all the way. If I can find it. Let's take the old bushing. Turn it opposite. Kind of use that as a driver because this bearing on this particular motor should seat down in there. Make sure we're all nice and even. It seems with these motors, whenever you high pressure them, stall them out. In this case, he was trying to push a big, one of his other mowers broke down. He was using this motor to push it. Whenever they overpressure, it always blows this front seal out. So we are looking very, very nice. Nice and even. Nice and clean. Now it's nice and clean. So put our, need to go clean the grass out of this. Spray this real quick here. While we have it apart, you know, clean all the stuff you don't normally have access to. I'm going to adjust this parking brake because that mower, I pulled this off in the field. I noticed it had virtually no parking brake. Just get in here and clean this guy up. Not a lot in there, but okay, I'll get this cleaned up. I'll bring you back for the reassembly. Okay, let me get a little more center here. Brake cleaned up. I need to do a little bit more. I need to clean off the mower when I get there. So, I gotta go back on there. It's important to remember, because this brake will bolt on in 4 different locations: top, bottom, left, right. So when you take a wheel motor apart, be mindful of, you know, where the parts came from. Get these guys in. Snag them down. I'll try to get some footage. It might be tomorrow. I'm going to, the mower's in the field. This was a field, I don't know if you call it recovery, but the motor is currently up on jack stands where this broke at. So I might bring you along on that. Fire this guy up. Okay. Got that. Got our keyway. Right there. Back in there. So now, clean up the drive hub real quick. Make sure everything is nice and clean. Stay in there, yep. You know, castle nut on this, where is it? Once I find it. Set it here somewhere. Where did I put it? Oh, there we go. Someone had been on this before, probably replacing the brakes, because the brakes look newer for the age of this mower. And a few little rough raised edges on it. This guy back on. And with these taper locks, you just kind of want to get them just, you know, really tight. You can't, it's not like a wheel bearing on a car. If you've ever replaced wheel bearings on a car, you can't really over tighten it because it's only going to push it on that taper so far. If you want it tight, you want no in play. You're not going to carve this wheel bearing, you want just a little bit. You want no up and down movement. What I normally do is, there's no movement there. See if I can get it to the next hole for the cotter pin. We're almost there. Almost there. That should work. And yeah, there's no movement up and down. If there's any movement up and down, it's just going to wear that hub pulley out in here. So yeah, there's no movement there. Tap it, make sure it's seated. Sorry, I don't know how loud that's coming through the camera. I got us a little more. There we go. So now, before I put the brake drum on, which is still in pretty good shape, guess I don't need to wait. I will get a cotter pin and we'll button this guy up. I'll bring you back and go through a few pointers when you take these apart. Okay, so we got a pin in there. One of the things I'll tell you, if you ever take apart a hydraulic motor, what you want to do, I did it on this one preemptively. Let me see if I can zoom in here. I don't know if you can see them. See all these punch marks? Most of these wheel motors are made out of discs. And just to make sure you put them back in the right order, I always take a bolt and pin and mark all the way down them. You can see in this one, I went 1 mark, 2 marks, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, all the way. So I can put these back in numerical order. I put one punch on one side, 2 on the other, so I know that side goes first, all the way across. You can also, on Parkers, they don't have these weird tab things here. I typically will take a scribe and put a V in it. That way you just line up your scribe marks. But it's a good thing to do. It doesn't really, if you ever had these apart, most of the parts are symmetrical inside, but just in case, it's always nice to be able to put it back exactly how you found it. Okay, so we got this guy back together. What we have to do is put the little hub retainer on. Just this guy. You don't really need that. It just keeps the drum on while you're putting the tire on. Again, screw it down, bend the tabs. But yeah, that's how you replace the shaft seal in a hydraulic motor. This is Adam from Small Town Machine Shop. Please comment, like, and subscribe, and thanks for watching.